My name is Gite. My Instagram is GITEONAAA, but it's deactivated right now.
Hey y'all, my name is Zaire. My Instagram is ZYAIR MICHAIAH 3 H's at the end.
Hey y'all, I'm Auntie Mika, and my Instagram is the underscore Dangerfield crew. Is that right?
No,
Samika?
I don't know.
it's so Mika Boo. I'm gonna make sure I put the ads at the bottom of the screen so y'all can see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to start off this podcast by asking, how are y'all all doing mentally?
See if we starting that way.
Yeah,
I'm doing okay.
why just okay?
There's a lot of stuff going on in my life.
Okay, we gonna debrief all that within the video. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay also. Um, I don't know, I feel like me personally, money will fix all my problems
Oh
right now.
man,
So if I had the money, I feel like I'd be way more happier. But yeah, that's me.
how are you, Mika?
I'm better. Yesterday was rough, but today I'm getting better. So I would just say better, but we can unpack that later.
Okay, I'm doing okay as well, just okay. But yeah, we gonna all go through that. My next question is, if y'all had to, let me read the question before I start saying anything. Okay. List 3 words or say 3 words that mean values to you. So if I was to go first,
Jeesh.
yeah, my 3 values would probably be God, love, family. Okay, so you're 3.
They're kind of the same. I would say God, love, and discipline.
Okay.
Mine would be God, down to earth, and compassionate.
God, husband, kids.
Okay. I see y'all all have God, like me. Y'all all have God in your 3. So what does God mean to y'all?
Everything.
Okay.
I was supposed to go in order. Okay.
No. We don't have to go in order. That was just
Okay.
like to start, just to break the ice, so we can see how it flows.
He's the source. Like when you're having an issue, like you can always go back to him and become grounded. You can have bad thoughts, but if you zone in on him and understand he doesn't give you more than you can handle, it helps you navigate.
I agree. God is definitely everything to me. He's my safety. He's my peace. He's where I go to for everything. And like the more and more my days go on, I get closer with him. I just start to understand all everything makes sense. So
I say, yeah, I would say the same thing. God is just like my foundation for everything. I try to base everything that I do around Him. I try to include Him in everything that I do. And I've noticed that that kind of gives me better results when I have Him a part of everything. So I just say He's my foundation for everything.
For me, church kid. So I was I went to church at a very young age. And I feel like for me, I didn't start believing in God just because, oh, I read the Bible every day. It was more so because things happened in my life. And I knew ways were made only because of Him. It wasn't like, oh, my mom made a way, my grandma made a way. Like it was clear and evident that it was all Him. So as I've grown up and things have happened in my life and I've been through certain things, my faith in God has grown more and more. And now I'm just more so working on maintaining my connection and growing my relationship with God and trying to become more loyal to God because I feel like He's been so good to me. And my lifestyle could be a little better, but we're working on it. We're all human. So, yeah.
For sure. But what makes you like what's a church kid, quote unquote? Like
Oh, so like I went to all the conventions where we stay locked in church all day and you're like with the other church kids, like literally church all day, every day. And I feel like too, like when I was a kid and I got the Holy Ghost, I think I got the Holy Ghost when I was like 9. And as I've grown up, I won't say my love for God has went down, but I feel like it became more forced. And when there was certain things I wanted to do, and my mom told me like, "Oh, you're not doing that. You can only be around your church friends," in a way, I kind of rebelled, and I wanted to see like the fun that everybody else is having. So when I went to college, I had that fun, I feel like it's been cool, but now that I'm getting older, I kind of want to regain that relationship that I used to have, and how on fire I used to be with like actually wanted to serve God. And not to say I don't want to serve God now, but being that I'm so used to my ways now, it's gonna be hard to get back to where I was as a kid spiritually. So yeah, that's just something I'm trying to work on.
But are
as I
you
go.
really supposed to be like what you were as a kid with God
I mean, not
spiritually?
not
Because you
all the
like,
way, but like,
you're older, you're wiser. You had a little bit more experience. So,
Is it
yeah,
more
that's
so
true.
like you know the connection you had back then?
Yeah, I know the connection I have
Okay.
more so. Yeah.
Okay. My next question is, it's kind of like along the lines of what you were saying. Like, people get disconnected with God. They have spiritual warfare. Warfare. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, how do y'all go through that, and how do y'all like overcome it?
Well, with me, I grew up, I had a like kind of good relationship with God. Like my family wasn't big on like going to church and everything so much, but I would always go by myself or with my brother. Like my pastor would come and pick me up and take me to church with him because my parents weren't really going. But once I got to, I want to say like college, like my first few years of college, I was kind of just trying out everything. Like I tried out the whole crystals thing and everything, but I just felt like it was nothing, it wasn't really working for me. So I was like, just go back to what you know. And that's when I kind of just went back to God and I was like, okay, I'm going to try this again. It got rocky. And I feel like just now, like this year or towards the end of last year is kind of when I really just submitted fully because it was just like really on and off, I feel like. But I think it's more consistent now, but just it kind of took for me to just go back to where I started. I think I saw a video and it was just like go back to what like made you fall in love with God. So I would go back to the things that I would do when I was younger and I would just be like worship and like when I went to church and I know that that kind of solidified my relationship. So I just went back to those things and that kind of helped me.
Okay.
I need a reminder of the question so I can think.
How do you overcome your spiritual warfare? I don't know how to say that word.
the question. That's not what I just said. I guess it's like, how do you regain your relationship with
Relationship-
God?
Okay, I was like, I'm
disconnecting,
trying to
yeah.
think. I feel like you just kind of gotta force yourself back in the groove. So like for me recently, I've been trying to like just small stuff like waking up in the morning, of course making sure I pray, and like each month I download like there's a scripture for every single day of the month, and I start off reading that. I turn on my gospel music as I'm getting ready for school, and that just keeps my day going. I want to try and get more into like doing personal Bible studies because I know I don't really have the time to drive all the way to church to go sit at a Bible study for 2 or 3 hours out of the day because I'm really involved in school. But yeah, I'm trying to like get back into it. But I will say my connection with God is getting slightly better, but it's not there yet. So
I feel like, I don't say I was a church kid, but like growing up, we went to church every Sunday. But I feel like back in the day, it was more so like you just knew you was going to church. Like it wasn't about your relationship with God. So like the older I got, like I have a really good relationship with God, but I do feel like here lately, I don't read my devotional. I don't dedicate the time to God. So I want to start dedicating that time, like you said. I wake up every morning. Before I get out of bed, I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to talk to God. Thank God for waking me up, for blessing my kids. Watch over them, watch over my husband. Like, that's every day. But I want to be more spiritual to where, like, I'm reading the word, trying to understand the word. And whatever scripture I read that day, I want to try to apply it to my day in whatever way. If it's small, if it's big, I would just want to try to take what I read and practice it in my everyday, if that makes sense.
Okay. I also be going through the same thing as well. Sometimes I feel like I should be more connected than I am. But like Zaire said, I also wake up. I read my Bible app. I read the scripture of the day. I see how I can apply it to myself. Me and Gita did a 30-day Proverbs thing. I slacked on it.
So what is that? Like, explain it to people who are watching and want to know. Like, what's a 30-day Proverbs thing? Like,
So if you have the Bible app on your phone, they have plans on there. October is 31 days in October, so there's 31 chapter scriptures in Proverbs. So we read one every single day. but I was slacking on mine, unfortunately. I'm gonna get back on that. But yeah, it's some days I'm really really close with God. Some days I just feel like I'm really really disconnected. But you know, none of us are perfect,
At all.
Yeah.
and
And he gives us grace, so we have to learn how to give ourselves grace.
He knows our heart.
You just have to remember that whenever you feel distant from God, He never moved. It was you. So He's always going to be in that same position. And it's always going to be like, He's not going to move back just because you move back. He's going to always be standing in that same position. If anything, He's going to move closer to you. But God, He does, He distances Himself to see what you would do, to see what you're going to do. And you know, like the story of Job and stuff, like He allowed that distance and He allowed things to come into Job's life to see what He was going to do. So God is going to He's going to distance Himself from you just to see what you'd rather do. And that's what I just always try to remind myself is that when I move back, God didn't move back with me. He's still in the same position. So I just have to, you know, take that step forward. It's really all on me.
Yeah, that's a good mindset. Yeah.
All right. So I have another question. This question is about self-love. The question is, what does self-love mean to you, and how do you practice it?
I'm answering first.
If you
I'll
like
answer
to.
To me, as of late, I feel like self-love is me getting to know God. I feel like God has just been a part of everything that I'm trying to do. And I've always tried to like get to know myself and like ask God, like, let me get to know myself. Let me love myself more. Let me do this and that. But I have more recently just been like, let me know who I am to you. Like, who did you make me to be? Who is it that you want me to be? Let me not love who the world tells me I am, but let me love who it is that you like have called me to be. So I feel like that has just been me getting to know what God calls me and like who God says I am more than just my like my name and what people see me as. I just let it be like, okay, God says I'm loved. God says I'm his friend. God says I'm his daughter. God says I'm this, like, and that's what I base my self-love off of. I base it off of me loving God and loving who he says I am.
Self-love for me, it's been it's been a hard 3 months. From going from a relationship where I put that person before myself and God. Like when you idolize something, of course, God is going to take it out your life so you can put him first, and that's exactly what happened. So coming from that to now, I can see my progress. Some of the things I did coming out of that relationship is definitely put God first, put me second. I just tell myself that I'm enough, basically. Like, just, I don't know. I'm still working. I'm still progressing from it, but just focusing on myself mostly. Like, I can't even tell you in which ways I'm doing it, but I feel like I'm way better than where I was mentally.
That's all that matters.
That's good.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Self-love for me, I feel like has been more so being more, what's the word? Putting my foot down more. I feel like growing up, I was a people pleaser. Not like extremely, but like being that I grew up not having the best looks and I had severe acne. Like people were just mean. I had no friends because I had bad acne. So like trying to gain more friends, like I was always just trying to fit in. And as I've grown up and I've grown to love myself more and learned that I'm beautiful inside and out.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, I'm not finna keep doing stuff to make people want to be my friend. And I've grown in love with just having the small circle that I have and enjoying in my own company and just accepting, like, I'm gonna love whoever loves me, even if it's just 2 or 3 people. Like, I don't really care for, like, the huge crowd of friends and, you know, and I feel like I've grown more into, like, enjoying my personal time with myself, too. And then using that personal time to self-reflect and
That's a beautiful thing.
yeah, and to like think about ways I could grow more into my womanhood, things like that. Yeah.
I want to give you a compliment. It's like a certain energy that like radiates off you. Some like Mika as well. As soon as you walk into a room, it just like smiles and like you just give me the best energy. Mika,
So beautiful.
Mika also give me the same thing. You I just been knowing you for so long. It's just like you just GT. You make me smile like whenever I see you, just because I like you.
She gives off good vibes.
No, she does.
She does.
But like when you first meet her, she's in a shell. Everybody that meets her, they be thinking that she's just mean, and she's like so nice. She's the nicest person ever.
Yeah, most people think I'm mean when they first meet me. Like at work, at school, they be like, "Oh, I thought you're gonna be mean."
She's just so nice.
And it's just because I'll be quiet. I
Yeah.
observe a lot of stuff before I ever speak to anyone.
I'm the same way. I get that a lot at school. They be like, "You look so mean." I'm just like, "I'm not. Y'all
Maybe
gotta
it's because
talk
I
to
know
me."
you. I'm like,
Yeah, you know me, so that's different. But everybody swear up and down on me. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
That's why you should never judge a book by its cover
Exactly. Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
But for me, my self love, I'm older, so I feel like I'm wiser. In my 20s, it's different than my 30s. And just having a family, I think self love for me is being at peace with myself, doing something once a day that makes me happy. And that took a long time for me to figure out because it was like, okay, what I gotta do for the kids? What can I do for my husband? What can I do for the house? But what about me? So, like, even if it's just going to Smoothie King and getting the smoothie I want and sitting in the car
There you go. Yep.
and drinking it, you know what I mean, in the car, like that's gonna make me happy that day. Or going to get a car wash, or going to the store I want to go to, like just little pockets of joy to make me happy. Because what I realized is you can be superwoman, you can be a super mom, a super wife, but at the end of the day, if you don't fill up your own cup, you are not beneficial to your husband, to your kids, or your house. And your kids are most happy when they see their mother happy.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm a great mom, but if it was one thing I could do better, if they say one thing you could do better as a mom, it would be for my kids to see me laugh and enjoying life more. I don't feel like they see that enough. So I'm trying to find ways to be happy and to do things that make me happy so they see, like, yeah, she's a good mom, but it's important for her to go have fun and things like that.
Yeah. And I feel like with life is just rough. So the least you can do
it's the one thing
is
for
make,
yourself.
yeah, do something. Like, that's one thing I will say. Like, I make that a priority.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good because you guys are so young. So, like, you doing that now is good. Don't ever lose it after you have kids and husband. Don't lose it.
Yeah.
Still do that. And encourage him to do the same thing.
Okay, I don't want to hog all the questions. So do y'all have any questions? Uncle Dre, do you have any questions?
I can't think of nothing off the top of my head, so you can keep going. Yeah.
Okay. What's something you wish someone had told you before entering adulthood?
That's a good one. Not everyone's going to be happy with your decisions.
Yep.
And that's okay. That doesn't mean they're right. That doesn't mean they're wrong. You have to make the decision that's best for you. You have to be okay with it and sit in it and live in it. And don't worry about what other people say. You can listen to them and take what they say, but if you're not hurting anyone and you're showing empathy and compassion and this is what makes you happy, then do it and be okay with it.
Yeah.
My uncle told me a lot, IDGAF, and I'm starting to realize I need to be living by that. Like, I should not be caring about some of the stuff I be caring about. I care about people's opinions when I shouldn't be. If they're not beneficial to me, what are you caring about this person's opinions for? I'm just learning a lot. It's so much stuff I'm learning about life that I wish I would have known before entering it, but that's how life works, how adulthood works. And bills. Oh my gosh.
Say they're real.
They are real.
Trying to think. I feel like for me, since I grew up so sheltered, I'm learning that my mom or my family, etc., cannot save me all the time. And I'm going to have to start thinking things more thoroughly and not just like, oh, what should I do? Like, I'll be having to realize, like, I'm 22 years old. And to me, that sounds so old. I'm just like,
Oh,
I'm
my
25.
goodness.
Like, to me, it sounds so old. But I'm just like, I really have to, like, start thinking with a grown mentality. Because I feel like sometimes, I think with a grown mentality, but I'm still kind of stuck in, like, my teenage self. Because I'm also still at college, so it just feels like, I can do whatever I want to do. I'm, like, real relaxed. But then I just been thinking, like, I'm finna graduate in the semester. Like, I got to really start thinking with, like, a mature mindset about a lot of things. So, yeah, I'm learning.
No, I don't even know what my answer would be. Oh, I would probably say I wish somebody had told me that it's okay to sorry, it's okay to like trust people. I feel like I'm always very closed off to some people and I don't I'm not very receptive initially of something because I always feel like people have like bad intentions. So I wish somebody would have like just told me that, some people actually have good intentions. Some people are actually genuine because I be feeling like everybody's just fake.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love this question so much. I just want to be a mommy so bad. I want to be an understanding mom, a caring mom, a loving mom. I want to be the type mom you can come to for anything. Like I think I would feel like so offended if they don't come to me about certain things. Like
So, but are you gonna discipline them? Are you gonna be like, oh, I understand?
I would prefer dad to discipline them, but if it gets to the point where I have to, then I'll step in.
Oh, really? So you're gonna be one of those? Wait till your father gets home.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to harm my babies. I don't want to. Yeah.
Harming them.
It's not.
I mean, once I get to that point, my mind might change. Like, you just did all this. Oh, I'm gonna whoop you.
I probably just feel like that because I live in a house with so many kids. I'm always around kids.
Like, how can you whoop Ava?
Easy.
No.
Yeah, because I couldn't imagine.
Like, how can you whoop Ava?
Easy is funny.
No, so are you guys gonna whoop? Because I don't feel like you have. You can say you don't want to spank. You know what I mean? Like that's okay. I believe in spankings. Do I think you need to be beat? No, but I believe in sometimes they need it.
Yeah.
But I do believe the people who don't agree with it and how it stemmed from slavery and we were just so I believe both sides, but I think they're needed sometimes.
Yeah, me personally, I feel like I'm gonna start off with the whole gentle parenting thing, but I just feel like with African American kids, we just a tad bit more hard headed. So I'm gonna give it a couple times, like please stop doing that. And if they just not listening, I'm gonna have to,
Yeah.
But I feel like when it comes to whooping, like it'll be like a little tap, and it's not gonna be like if I
A
do get
beating.
the belt, I don't know about the belt. We'll see. It just really depends like how severe, cause some kids, I know me growing up, I needed them whoopings. I was, yeah, but
Do you guys believe that you need to have those conversations with your partner before having kids? Like,
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
I've had that conversation. He said no to whoopings, but I said we'll try the gentle parenting. But if that don't work, then I fear we're gonna be whooping.
I feel like y'all's generation is more aware of that type of stuff. Like, I feel like even though me and my husband, we were together since we were 14, I don't think we talked about, like, how we were going to raise our kids. But I feel like y'all's generation is more like, these are questions that we need to ask before we decide to have children, which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely communicating.
I think I want to be a mom. I just want to be like my mom. I think
Aw,
that's
that's so
such a good
cute.
mom.
Her mom is such a good mom.
Were you guys always close?
I feel like, when I was growing up, when I was really little, I was really close with my dad. Like, I was always with my dad until I was in, like, 5th grade, maybe. Like, I was with him, like, we were just glued to each other's hips. But I was always still really close with my mom. But, yeah, I was very locked in all the time with my dad. But me and my mom always had, like, a very good relationship. Like, she always, made sure to make me feel good, make me feel valued. I always spent a lot of time with her. And then as I got older, I just feel like our relationship got a lot better. Like, we always bump heads at times because we act a lot the same. But I don't know. I feel like if I was to be any type of parent, it would be just like her because I feel like she is there in every aspect and she knows how to discipline me. She raised me and all my brothers, even the ones that aren't her kids, very well. And I just feel like that's who I would like to be.
In what ways did she make you feel valued?
Just doing things like if it's Easter every day until I'm like 17, making me an Easter basket,
Okay.
or like packing my lunch every day.
I never had that.
Just like what else? Just like I feel like she kind of paid attention to the little things I needed. Like I play sports, she would make me stuff for me to like for track practice, make me a whole basket of like fruit and stuff. It would just be like little stuff that she knew I needed and I wouldn't ask for. She would just do
Okay.
it and it would just be like stuff like that.
And you would be like, oh, she sees me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what advice would you give them?
Be true to yourself. Take how you were raised and what you like and what you didn't like, and find ways, like stuff that you didn't like. Don't be like, oh, it's just trauma. Like, just ask yourself, what did you not like about it, and what can you do different for your kids? Communicate. No, every kid is different. All my kids by the same man, and Lord have mercy, all three of them are different. You know what I mean? So like, you can have the same rules, but understand everyone is who they are. So what you did with one kid, you might not be able to do with the next kid, discipline wise. You know what I mean? Like, so just pay attention to them and listen. That's all I could say. What would you say? Okay.
And I ain't saying whooping, but you got discipline.
Yeah.
What we learned is every kid likes to be disciplined.
No, they do.
Even
In some
the
way.
ones that's grown and don't believe they wanted to be disciplined.
Why are you looking at me?
I was, they all like to be disciplined. I guess, would you say they like structure?
It's structure.
Yeah. Structure.
Yeah. Guidance. Like, there's no age group. Like, people feel like,
Kid, one of them boys that want to go do whatever, and then once they get out of that freedom, it's like, dang, like, this ain't even that fun, or I can do whatever I want to do.
yeah. Yeah, do you believe when you're raised strict, when you get freedom, you go do crazy stuff because you just want to see what it's like? Or no, maybe not?
I wasn't really raised strict, so I don't know. But I feel like it just depends. Like, I feel like I know people, they were raised really strict and they are just fine. But I know some people, like when I first got to my first year in college, I saw people and you would think they just never done anything in life. Like, they got on campus and they just like start acting crazy. But then it's like I would meet their like families and stuff, and I kind of like, oh, like I could see like, oh, you didn't do anything before you got here.
okay.
So it's like they got to college and it was like that was their escape. But I feel like for me, my mom was kind of more so like, she's just going, just both of my parents really, they're just like, I'm going to see what you wanted, what you would rather do. Like, they going to tell me what I should do, what's right and what's wrong, and they're going to discipline me, but they're just like, I want to see what you would rather do rather than be like strict and stuff. And I feel like that
I
gave me
like
a lot
that
of
though.
freedom.
But it's not just gives you freedom, it lets you see like who your child really is. So how you can continue to guide them, because if they're only doing this because we told them to, who's to say when they have freedom they're going to make the right decision? So you have to give them that room to make those decisions for themselves, and then to come back and say, this is why this wasn't a good decision and this is why you should do this. But you can't just run your parent. You can't be a parent like this is a dictatorship. Do as I say. Like, I don't believe in that.
I was trying to like see if I like start running crazy after I turned 8 or whenever I left her house. Do you think I did?
Did you ever? I don't think you ever was crazy. I don't. Did you ever feel seen?
By my parent? No. Like, no. And I honestly feel like,
Not even on your birthday?
yeah, I'll say on my birthday. She made the day about me. But like,
Okay.
and I always be like talking about her in these scenarios and never my dad. But like, I don't know. I feel like at a certain age, my dad just started like,
Did you feel seen with your dad 10 and under?
I don't really remember, but it's like I remember Uncle Dre a lot. I remember my dad, but like, I don't know. I don't really remember.
No, that's real. I mean, you have different memories, so.
But like my mom, like not seeing me, I think that had a lot to do with my confidence now. Like it reflects a lot on my confidence now, and I can see it happening with my little sister, and it's like, what can I do?
A lot. I think you just don't believe that you can. But you experience the same mother as her. So not talking bad about your mom, but like, you got to ask yourself, how was she raised? What is her trauma?
I do a lot of reflecting for that as well, but it's like at some point you got to break that generational curse. You can't keep holding on that baggage, especially as a lady that believes in God. You got to drop that baggage and raise your kids. I'm not saying she didn't do a good job. I'm not critiquing her parenting at all.
Yeah.
But it's just like me as being this little girl's big sister. There's so much I could be doing that I'm not doing. But that's either here or there.
Right.
God will handle that situation, putting it in God's hands. But how about you? Because you also had a kind of strict household.
Yeah.
Just be honest. You had to finesse. You had to lie, huh, to get what you wanted. In
Yeah,
a way.
pretty much. But I do feel like when I got to college, like, I had my fun, but I was also still responsible. So she probably found out about some stuff that she didn't approve of, but I feel like she could never say that I went to college and just, like, showed my tail. Like, I feel like I was still keeping it cute, keeping it classy. And then, like, after just getting a taste of all the freedom, it was just like, I missed out, but I did it. For the most part, I was just like, I really didn't miss out on nothing. She was really just trying to protect me. Like, so I see why she was overprotective, and there were things that happened when I was younger. So, like, I could see why she's so, like, just on me. And then being that I'm a first generation college student, and a lot of the women in our family were close to that finish line, but then they got knocked up with a baby. So that's another thing that's on her mind. And then me being in a relationship, she's just like, make sure you on it because you're finna graduate in a semester. And like the devil will come through and like something to happen. But I'm confident, I'm gonna get to the finish line. But I could see why she's so hard on me. But I do wish she was just a little bit more lenient with stuff.
Have you ever expressed that to her?
I feel like I've expressed it to her before, but not like
This.
directly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just say that from a mother's perspective, like, sometimes we don't realize that you guys are that mature or like, oh, that's how you feel. You know what I mean? So sometimes just having that communication can help both of y'all relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I thought my son, he went to college. I was like, oh, I'm not going to call every day. I don't want to be calling. Then I seen the TikTok and the college student was just like, we like those calls. And then like the way he hugs me is different. Like he's never been my affectionate child, but like the hugs is, he be hugging. You know what I mean? Like, or he'll be like, nah, I miss you. Like I can't. And it's like, oh, he does miss me. Like, so I had this interpretation in my head or what it was going to be like. And it's not even that. So like sometimes you just got to communicate.
Right.
Make sure you're on the same page.
Definitely.
What time are we at? Oh, not bad. It's not bad. Okay. The next question I have is, I don't know how much you can relate to this question. How do you handle feeling behind compared to others your age?
I can relate to that.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. So I mean, I have the husband. I've been with my husband since I was like 14, and we have our kids. But then I was a stay-at-home mom. I was a working mom, a stay-at-home mom, like an involved mom. Like I've been all the things. I will say this: the grass always seems greener on the other side. What do I mean by that? You can be a stay-at-home mom and you can feel unfulfilled, like you're not contributing to your household. You're not anything. And then you have other people who are like, oh my gosh, you're living the best life. Like you have the best kids. And like, they're like, oh, that's how you see me? That's not how I see myself. And then you have the women who have the corporate jobs and who are looking at the stay-at-home moms and they feel like, I'm not the ones raising my kids. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get to spend the time that you get to spend. So, like, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. It's just basically, like, asking yourself, where are you at in this time of your life? What do you want in this time of your life? And just live it and just be the best person that you can be in that time. If it's working, if it's not working, if it's, I don't know. Did I lose track of the question?
No.
No. So, like, I don't know, like I've had times I just felt like, oh, I'm a nobody. But then I have my friends like, what? But then I'm looking at my friends like, you're that girl. Like you have 3 degrees. Like you got a kid. Like you go to work every day. Like, and they like, but you're that girl. You know what I mean? So like, I think we're all that girl in different ways. And we have to stop thinking that to be that girl, you have to be 28 and married and pregnant by 31 and then a career. Like we have to stop living like that. Like that's not normal. What's normal is being happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think as far as our generation, though, social media has took control of our minds, and it's so crazy. We just always comparing ourselves to the next person. And it's like, oh, this person got a Benz, this person in an apartment, but I'm here living with my parents.
So you guys are aware of that. Like not trying to be funny. Like we didn't have social media like you guys. And I always say if we did, like, I don't even know if we would still be together, me and my husband, but like, so you guys are aware, like, this is having a bad effect on me.
Completely.
100%.
I had to, sometimes I got to just disconnect myself completely and just be like, this is reality. Because, like,
Okay.
social media gets a grasp of your mindset and everything you got going in it, just take control. Got to get back right with God. Stop focusing on social media. Stop idolizing it.
Yeah.
Get right.
Because people only post the good parts of their lives.
Exactly.
Facts.
And it be people they have, like, I know people they got the Benzes, they like young, 20 years old, they got the Benz, they got the business, they got the money, but in the back end, it's like they're the people that they're around, their relationships, like there's a whole lot of messy stuff going on in the background. So it's like it looks good and they have this, yeah, but they're crying themselves to sleep every single day. And it's just like, I just have to, see that I'm happy when I wake up, I'm happy when I go to sleep, and that's really all I can
That
ask
is
for.
such a blessing. Like me being older, let me tell you, like being able to wake up and be happy or go to sleep being happy, like you guys do not realize how many people are like miserable
Yeah.
when they wake up.
Yeah.
From like haven't even got out the bed, but like just miserable, like, oh my gosh, it's a brand new day, same routine. Like that is a horrible life to live.
Yeah.
So you have to be happy with yourself in your life. Like that's true happiness.
Yeah, I be having to remind myself, like, when I wake up, because I have to drive like an hour to school, and I have, like, nursing school is hard. So I'll be, like, waking up, and I just be, like, I got to do this again. But then I just have to, like, something just switch in my head, and I'd be like, you know what? I'm happy. Like, I prayed to God that I would get to nursing school. I prayed that I'll be able to get to this semester. I prayed that I would, like, do all of the things that I'm doing right now. So I just have to, like, tell myself, like, you know what? I'm happy. And I wake up, and I just put a smile on my face, and I just go about my day, and I feel like that affects me a lot in like the most positive ways because yeah.
So can I have something to do with perspective? Like you're in nursing school and like kudos to you for doing that. Like but and driving your commute would be an hour. Whoa.
Yeah.
But if you woke up and were just like, oh my gosh, this is so stressful versus like this I'm here, I am accomplishing my goals, like you know what I mean, people like I'm doing it, like I'm excelling, like
Yeah.
your mind if you wake up and you're like, oh, this is a horrible day.
I don't think I would have gotten
Where you are.
because or like do as well as I do. Like I feel like I'm sorry. I feel like I do as well as I do in my classes because I changed my mindset and I just am looking at it like I prayed to be here. Like I literally am sitting in the things that I pray for and I'm literally sitting in a position that I didn't think I would be in last semester when like my dad passed and I had an exam coming up and I'm just like what am I going to do? So I'm just like now I'm just really happy and like everything I get to look into like for exams and stuff, like I actually find joy in studying now, even though it's like a lot to read. I just find joy in being able to being able to study and like know like, okay, one day I'm gonna see a person with this disease or something. So it's like, oh, I wanna know everything about this disease. So whenever I become a nurse, I can like, know what I'm actually looking for and not just like am skimming over things. But I just kinda look at it like, oh, this is a blessing and it's gonna all like pay off at some point.
Yeah.
So if someone's just like, I've been having like a horrible 3 months and I'm just over it and like life is lifing, what are some tips that you guys were giving? Like if you can give them 3 tips to change their perspective on their life, regardless of like if it's going bad because you experienced death and you're grieving, going bad because you're not financially stable, it's going bad because you don't have a job or you don't have the apartment that you thought you would have or you don't have a relationship. What are 3 things or ways that you can shift your perspective on your life that's just lifing right now, like for your age group?
I would say, I would say, obviously God, like put all that energy into God, and also go and like you got to go and get it. You can't just pray to God and just hope that He's gonna like bless you. No, you want that job, you need to make sure you're applying for it. You need to pray on it. You got to go out there and do the work. So God, go for it, and God, I don't know. I would say God, I don't know.
I would say that for one, that what is for you is never gonna miss you. It's never gonna like you might think something is for you. Like kind of going back to the question you asked, feeling like behind, because I was supposed to graduate like last year. And I'm not gonna graduate till next year. But it's just like I know now that I wouldn't have been ready to graduate last year. Just like mentally, I was in a lot of things that I shouldn't have been in. I was doing a lot of things that I shouldn't have been doing. So I just know that at that point, I wasn't
Timing.
ready. And I know that now when I do get it, I'll be able to be like a good steward over the things that I have and like be good with like not just the job, but the money and the people. So
You'll be able to excel.
yeah, because I feel like then I wasn't ready, even though it's like taking a long time, longer than I expected, and the bumps in the road. I feel like what is for me is not gonna miss me. And then also, like you said, just God. Like, God is not going to put you in a place that you can't get through. And I feel like people kind of overlook that. Like, when they say, like, God is not going to give you a battle that you can't win. But I feel like God is not going to put you in something that you can't get through. And that, every, that, everything you go through is for a greater good. Like, you might have to experience this loss so that in 5 years you might have to help somebody who's experiencing a loss. Like, everything that you go through is not for you. I had went to church last week. I forgot what my pastor said, but it was just like basically saying that the things that you go through, they might not be for you. They might be for somebody else. Like, you might have to have experienced this loss or this event, and you're like, why did this have to happen to me? But it didn't really happen. It happened to you, but it didn't happen for you. It happened so that somebody else could be able to see your testimony and get through it. So I just kind of look at it like that. Like, everything is for a reason, and it might not be for me, but it's for somebody.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
I feel like the biggest thing would be gratitude. So I always look at, like I said earlier, like I feel like my biggest holdback in life is financial issues. I look at simple stuff like, at least I'm not homeless. Like, just thinking about the cold days coming up and people sleeping on the streets, and it's going to drop down to 40, 30, 20-degree weather. They have no shelter, no clothes, no food, no nothing. So just simple stuff like that, just being thankful that I have a roof over my head, I have clothes on my back, I have family that loves me. They support me any way I can. A lot of people can't say they have a supportive family. So that's another thing I'm grateful for. I just sit back and reflect, like, I've came such a long way. I have a pretty good life. Like, just don't complain. Because I feel like I don't complain a lot, but, I find myself sometimes just saying, like, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. But I'm really trying to stop that. I'm just trying to find more gratitude in things. Second would definitely be God. I feel like that goes along with gratitude, just being grateful for the position you're in, because things could be way worse. Even if you think that what you're going through right now
It's the worst.
is the worst, yeah. And the third thing, I guess just like trusting the process, like piggybacking off of what you said, like everything happens for a reason. Everything that God puts us through serves a purpose, even if we don't see the purpose ourselves. Like, God knows the road for us.
Yeah. Like, I used to get so flustered if we were running late. And I don't know what happened in my life, but I'll be like, that was God's way of protecting us.
Yeah.
Because if we would have been on time, we could have been in that car accident that could have killed us all. You know what I mean? So, like, us being late saved our lives. So you don't question things. Like, just let it be. Like, I don't get flustered or upset if we run late. If we run late, we run late. It's just going to be what it's going to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What's one of y'all's regrets? What's something I really regret?
Oh, I'm going to think about this.
One of my biggest regrets is letting someone of this world take my light away from me.
I don't think, but okay, that could be your regret right now, but it won't have to be your regret forever
It's
because
not
it
gonna-
taught you something.
It's not going to be my regret forever. I
Yeah.
know as of right now that that was a lesson, but I hate that it happened.
Okay, that's real.
I don't want to be the person to say I don't regret anything, but I don't really regret anything because if I hadn't done it, I would keep doing it. So it's like, I don't know.
That's a different mindset, yeah.
It's like if I didn't do the thing that I shouldn't have did, I probably would keep doing it, and it would just like have been a worse result or something. So it's just like there's things that I wish I didn't do, but I don't really regret anything that I've
Okay,
done.
take that mindset and put it with mine. I let him take my light away. And,
So you know not to do it again with
Okay.
anybody else.
but like, what if I like do it again?
You're not, because you know how it made you feel to do it the first time.
And what if I do?
Then you just that's just you.
That's on you. She don't want to say what she thinking.
And if you know your self-worth, you're not going to keep doing it.
It's my self worth gonna be back 100. Instead of like 85.
Gotta get it back up.
It's like at 95.
It's gonna be at 100 tomorrow. And the
Period.
next day it might be at 60, but it doesn't matter.
That's right.
It'll fluctuate, yeah, that's true.
That's life.
Definitely life.
So one thing I regret is when my dad got diagnosed with cancer, not believing the doctors when he knew it was terminal, not accepting his diagnosis. Like, I'm trying to explain it, not being there now that I'm older and I see other people go through it, like not being there the way that I wish I could have been there for him. Like, I know he understood and he's not mad at me in heaven, he's watching over me, but I just hate that I wasn't able to be there how I really feel like he needed me to be there because I was just so young. I was 21, and I guess I was so much in denial. So I was a daddy's girl, and it was just like, my daddy was never sick, like, never sick ever. So even him telling me he had cancer, I'm like, you're going to beat this. Like, you're going to be that 1%. Like, so now I just wish I would have been able to be there for him in the way that I want to be. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's my regret.
Do you have any advice for Gita, as she recently losing her dad at a young age that you did?
Feel your feelings. Feel them. Don't try to make them make sense. Grief is a journey. It's your journey. Everyone's grief story is different, and I never knew that. So with somebody else who lost their parent the same month you did, the same year, they're not gonna feel the way you feel. That's your journey. And feel those things, those signs. When you get that whiff of smell, that smell just like them, or you in a room and you just feel like somebody in there, like, no, that's him. Like, take your signs. You know your signs. You call somebody you want to call, it's like, oh my gosh, and they don't believe you. You know your signs. He's still with you.
I think I'm just having a hard time now just wrapping my head around it being like forever. Because like now it's just been a few months. So it's like I'm just stuck on like,
No, I
this
can
is,
relate.
like, for the rest of my life.
So do you remember, babe, when I would be like, I feel like he gonna walk in the room. Like, I was 21 when my dad died. I know what death is. I know when you're gone, you're gone. I felt like my father was gonna walk back in the room.
Yeah, I be feeling like that too. I be like,
It's not real.
one day he's just gonna text me. He's gonna call me.
Yes.
And say, hey, like I'm back.
That's your journey.
I'm back here. I'm home or like whatever. Cause like he calls me. He would call me a lot because he lived in Nigeria. So he would call me a lot. So I just be like, one day he's just gonna his app that I text him on is gonna just say he's active and he's just gonna call me. But yeah.
Yeah, so I used to feel that. I used to be like scared to say that out loud. I would say it to him, but like realizing that's normal. That's really normal. Like, it's different. I never paid attention to him, but it's like denial.
Yeah, the 5 stages.
You see it.
Yep.
Like,
I just heard about that the other day.
they're real.
Yeah.
Feel them. Accept them. It's your journey. Let it happen.
Yeah.
What's your regrets?
I feel like my main regret would be not knowing my self-worth growing up. I will definitely say not having a father figure in your life has effects that you might not think deeply affects you. Because I feel like growing up, I was just like, oh, like, all I need is my mom. Like, I've been fine. But I feel like having that father figure in your life adds on to the self-worth. Because, like, my mom taught me self-worth values. But I feel like if my dad was in my life, I would have clung more on to, like, being firm in what I do and don't do. And I negotiated a lot of my self-worth because I was just craving that male figure in my life or somebody to just love me. And it was just like I went for anything.
Your
So as
first
I've-
love is supposed to be your dad, so you feel like you never had. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, as I've gotten older and when I did gain that self-confidence, I will say, like, I feel like for me, my self-worth didn't come until I gained that self-confidence. I feel like they both coincide, definitely. So yeah, but it's definitely way better now.
But that could be your journey too.
Yeah.
You know, that could be your story. So, I mean, your feelings are definitely valid, but it's some women who had their father and
Yeah, that's
they
true.
don't, you know what I mean? But your feelings are definitely valid. Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to like enlighten Vika on our generation, and she enlightened her generation, enlighten us on her generation. Yeah. Basically, what are things that y'all deal with in our generation? What's something that like we could tell her? Something I would say that I was talking to Uncle Dre about is the men are so sassy. It's so crazy.
They sassy. They like girls. They just wanna be girls.
I can see that. I do.
It's so bad.
I do.
That's why when the dude on the podcast was like, "Oh, they be raised by their dads and mom and dad," I'm like, that don't even matter because
It
they
don't.
be fathers and mothers in the house and they still act like
Like, why are you at the club
bottle on your head.
working on the couch with a hookah? Like,
So even masculine men do that now?
yes. They be like, you be so cute, and then you just at the club
Bottle
every
on top
Friday.
of their head, blowing the hook.
I
They
don't
would be
wanna say
twerking.
I was like,
Oh, like, I mean, that's my visual. Like, whoa. That's what I'm like, they do that?
They do be twerking.
Whoa.
but like, baby, I'm the problem too, cause like I see a man doing hookah, I'm like, oh, he a little sassy. Like, what are you doing hookah
Yeah, I
for?
don't
You a
know
bad,
about
you a
that.
bad bitch. Like, what are you doing? But
I don't know. My
Really?
Brother, my brother be doing hookah. So.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all my type. My type, I don't want my man in the club. I don't want him going out. Cause what you going out for? You got me. I don't like somebody that's.
So can you go out?
I don't like going out.
I know, but can you? Like, if you had a man, does that mean you don't?
Yes. If I want to go, I'm gonna go out. But probably not. But it's okay. I don't like a man that smoke weed. If he drink, it gotta be like on occasion, as like me. Like everything I'm saying I want, I am myself. He gotta work out often. I don't really work out that much, but it's whatever. You gotta be family orientated. Like you need to be around my family. I need to be around your family, cause I like family. And it's much more, but like
So if you meet someone, he's cute, and you're like, ooh, I want to get to know him. Like, do you, like, check these off? Or is it just, like, having a conversation first? How does that work?
it's just a conversation. We just
But you're going to ask him those questions?
as we go through our conversations, it's going.
So if he's, like, smokes hookah, smokes weed, drinks,
And
it's over.
it's over. I got the ick. I don't like you no more. I get the ick so fast. I don't know if it's y'all. I don't know if y'all get the ick fast too, but I get the ick so fast.
Yeah.
It just turned me off. I just.
So how did you and your boyfriend meet? Like, was it instant or, like, gradually?
So, with us, we're both a part of organizations on campus.
Oh.
His organization is called Brothers for Love, Achievement, Culture, Knowledge. Mine is the First Ladies Club Incorporated, and we're a brother and sister org. So we
Okay.
started off going to like bondings. We had like game nights, and we were just meeting up in the student center. And we were just like, we weren't constantly having conversation, but anytime I saw him, we were just like, hey, what's up with you? And I don't know, like just seeing, I feel like my main thing that like attracted me to him was like how educated he is. That turns me on like so much. And so I just like hearing how he talks and how he carries himself. I'm just like, okay, he's cute. And I was going to my sister's like, I know we ain't supposed to be messing with the brothers, but I might need that one. So yeah, he added me to his close friends. I added him to mine, and it was just like, oh, like let me come over. And from then, like we started hanging out. It did start a little rough because he was just like, I ain't looking for no relationship, but like he was just, I'm not opposed to one, but I'm not looking for one actively. So it was just like, okay. So I kind of got in my feelings. I'm just like, well, I want a relationship. He was like, well, we've only been talking for 2 weeks, and I'm like, well, cross my T, like, okay. But after that, like we've been with each other every day. Like the love is just, it just feels like rainbows.
So how
and
soon did you guys say I love you?
We said he said it first. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, he gotta say it first. 'Cause I was ready to say it like after like the first 2 months. I
So
was
when
like,
he said it, did you say it right away?
oh yeah. I've been wanting to say it. I was just waiting for you to say it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But he said it 3 months in us talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you know you love him? Like, what's love? If somebody say, like, how do you know you're in love?
I feel like love for me is sacrifice, and I don't know, like he just makes me feel secure, and he's constantly encouraging me and speaking life into me.
Oh, can we all answer this question, please?
Yeah, y'all can go ahead. Go ahead.
What's love say?
Love is safety. Like I just have to feel safe around you. If I get the feeling that I get when I'm around my dad, that's love. I love you. Just uplifting me, sacrifice as well. There's so much sacrifice you have to put into a relationship for it to work. Patience. Love endures all, like God said. So just enduring it all with that person. Going through all the trials and tribulations.
Jesus.
I just love love.
Do I need to keep getting close to this?
No.
Oh.
No, you can really hear yourself.
I keep seeing y'all do like this. I'm like, dang.
Oh, but okay. To me, I feel like love, or like I know I love a person when I want to change, like they make me want to change. Cause I know that I'm very like tough on the outside sometimes. Like dudes be calling me no limit soldier and stuff. And it's just I don't know. I be having my guard up, but I feel like a person that makes me want to like change that and just be like better at like communicating and things like that. I feel like that's how I know that I love somebody. But I would say love is just like that security, like having your security, having a person that, like she said, just speaks light into you, just speaks life into you, and just makes you want to be a better person. And they are like pouring into you, and you're pouring into them, and y'all are like growing. I feel like that's love.
Yeah.
I want a man that just let me bask in my femininity.
Yo, what?
Yeah. I love relationships. I love being in one.
Yeah.
I love being around my uncle and aunt just because I love the feeling of being around two people that just positive and loves each other so much. So I've been over here so much.
Well, we love you too. Welcome anytime. But no, I think love is a feeling. You just know. But it's all the things that you guys said. But you just know. Like, I knew I loved my husband when I felt comfortable. I had really bad eczema, like everywhere. So I wouldn't raise my hand. I was very insecure. I would wear pants. And he was just like, why are you doing that? Like, just raise your hand. Like, it was just like, oh, he saw me. And then, like, he was willing to rub eczema medicine on me. And I was like, oh. Like, oh, okay, this doesn't bother him. Cause my eczema could look gross. You know what I mean? So, like, to a dude, it's like, ew, I don't want to touch that. Like, but he was just.
A guy that loves you, they don't care about none of
Yes,
that.
they don't care about.
They don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it made me feel seen and safe. Yeah.
Let's talk about heartbreak.
It was the worst. Feels like you're going to die.
No, actually.
It's like so crazy grieving a person that's alive. Like,
It is. But it's a part of your journey. It teaches you.
yeah, it's building me into a
It's a feeling that I think everyone should go through before they get with their person.
I thought I was immune
Forever
to
person.
it. I was like, I've never been through a heartbreak. I'm never gonna go through one. Oh, I got slapped in the face.
Yeah. It definitely plays a role in your self development.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's like a big key factor. Yeah.
Get my heart broke.
You never had your heart broke? Don't say that too loud.
I'll say that. Watch it.
No, I ain't say that.
I think it's okay if she hasn't, though.
I just feel like it's also like I said. I just have a guard up all the time. I feel like I get to it before somebody can get like do
Oh,
it to me
okay.
type of thing.
Okay.
Like if I don't know. I feel like I've not even been
I was
in
gonna say,
a real relationship to get my heart broken.
It's coming.
Yeah.
I'm saying the relationship is coming, not the heartbreak, but like the relationship is coming. Like, yeah. I do not believe everyone has to go through heartbreak, though. I don't.
let's do one last question. If y'all got any recommendations as to how to leave
Oh, this
this
the
off.
end?
How long we Uncle Dre?
Oh,
Yeah, this is the end.
Okay. Good question.
I looked up some juicy questions. They all not juicy at all.
And your chat a little bland.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna cut all this so we can skip to the actual question. What's the biggest turnoff that instantly made you stop talking to someone? I don't know if that's a good one or not. Has that music been playing the whole time?
And I was just like, I'm just not noticing it.
I'm just now noticing it,
Yeah.
too.
Hopefully it's not
Maybe
picked
it
up
has
because
been.
then we'll get copyrighted and it'd be bad.
We have to redo it tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, this is like therapy. Do y'all know what imposter syndrome is?
Yeah, I got it bad.
Yeah.
Just read me the definition.
That's basically like just being somebody that you're not, right?
No, it's like I keep leading up to that. It's basically just like you don't think you're qualified to do anything that you're doing. Basically, like you feel underqualified for everything.
Yeah, the question.
I still feel that sometimes. It's a horrible, you shouldn't do that.
Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome and how did you deal with it? That can be our ending question.
Okay, so me personally, I just started this new job and I'm just always so hard on myself. Like, I'm not doing good enough or I'm not doing it right. And that's kind of what that is, right? Like, I doubt myself all the time, but then I'm just like, what do you tell your kids every day? Like, what do you instill in your kids? Like, you got to practice what you preach. And when I remind myself that, then I just boss up and I adjust my crown.
I deal with it daily. Like within everything. Mika can even tell you I'll do her daughter's hair and I'll be like, I don't like that. And it'd be a perfect hairstyle. Like anything I
Yes.
do, I feel like I need to be doing better at. But that comes from my parents. And I really need to learn how to drop everything that they've instilled in me that's like not benefiting me. I don't know how I'm gonna drop it. I'm just gonna keep praying on it, try to be this better person. But I literally,
Isn't it like reprogramming your brain just to be like, don't do that?
yeah, I don't have the discipline. Like, that's the one thing I need to work on this year and next year is disciplining myself.
I think you have more discipline than what you give yourself credit for.
See, look at me, imposter syndrome right here.
I do.
Yeah.
I really do. I think you do. Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. I have it like every day. Like I said, like I don't know. It's an everyday thing because I will have the achievements and I'll have all the accolades and everything. But in the back of my head, I'm just like, I just got lucky. Like, I shouldn't have that. Like, even though I know I put in the work, I know that I did what I needed to do. And like, sometimes I won't really believe that I'm able to do it until I get into it. Like, I'll apply for certain things and it's like, I know I can do it. I'm like, maybe I'll get lucky. But then it's like, I get in and I'm like, oh, I just got lucky. But really it's like, you did the work and it's showing for her. Like, I just sometimes think like it just can't be me. But I don't know. I'm working on it.
So how do we like stop doing that? Do we just tell ourselves or stop ourselves? What should we do? Discipline?
I feel like you just gotta,
Discipline of mind.
tell yourself constantly like you deserve to be here. You deserve to be where you are. Like you put in the work. Other people, they're not where you are because they didn't put in the work. It's like nothing is luck really.
No, yeah.
It's
I think we
all-
need to learn how to give ourselves our flowers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like we uplift our girlfriends and different people, but we need to learn how to look ourselves in the mirror and give ourselves our flowers. Like, I'm proud of you today for doing this. Even if it's something small, I'm proud of you.
I don't do that, but I will.
We should try it.
You gave me self affirmation cards.
Did you like them?
Yeah, they were really beneficial.
Yeah.
Before we end all this, you need to answer first, right?
Oh, I didn't answer. I feel like I deal with it every day, but it's like minor stuff. Like, I feel like my biggest thing is just like, wow, I just went through 4 years of college, and I'm an HBCU student. I'm finna be an HBCU alumna. Like,
Ooh.
That's
and
big.
then planning to do my master's. Like, it just all feels surreal. Like, it's just like, wow, like I really did this. But I feel like I don't really doubt myself. It's just more so like a reminder that I can do anything that I put my mind to. And if I trust God, I'll make it through. And that's something I'm trying to keep in mind as I am trying to pursue my master's degree. And, I'm worrying about little stuff like, financial aid and how is this going to be funded. And, like, my boyfriend just been telling me, like, you just got to trust the process. Like, if you made it this far, you can make it through grad
I
school,
agree.
too. So, yeah.
Well, I'm proud of all of you girls.
Thank
I really do. I think you girls are dope. Young, dope, and beautiful, and educated.
Hey, thanks.
Aw,
Thank you.
thanks, babe.
I'm proud of you because I'm thankful for you because
Get to the point.
I'm thankful for you because I wanted to end it off like this. I'm thankful for you because you got me closer to God, and you've been like a friend that stuck around like the longest probably. And you just always been loyal. You always keep it straight up with me and for me and all that. And I'm just so glad I can count on you, and I'm glad you stuck around. And then you, I'm so grateful for you because you check in with me weekly. We're strengthening our relationships as cousins. Like this is the closest we've ever got.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for the scriptures you be sending me. I'd be like, oh yeah.
Oh, can you start sending those to me too?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily
I
scriptures. It's
I send church notes every
yeah.
Sunday.
I know she
You used to
Yeah.
do that. You stopped.
I'm gonna start sending it
Okay,
again.
thanks.
Yeah, so I'm thankful for you. I'm glad we're getting back closer, and I'm beyond grateful for you. Like, I would
You always
not
make me
be
blush.
Here. I would not be here without my aunt. I probably would be a boy.
Don't say.
Boy.
Like, I'm just so grateful for you. You just keep me myself. Like, you've been here through everything, and even when I feel like I didn't have anybody, I knew I had you, Uncle Dre. Like,
Always.
you're about.
Always. We locked in.
Of course. I love
Forever.
y'all so much. Thank y'all for being on this.
Yes. Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes.
Of course. Make sure y'all I don't, do you
Should
post
I
on
tell
YouTube?
you why I'm grateful for you too?
I would
Oh,
love
she
to
wants
hear
to.
it.
Aw.
I'm grateful for you because you teach me to be like more gentle, more like not I don't want to say soft, but you kind of you teach me that it's okay to just be gentle and just to accept what is going to come in life and
Aw.
just to like, take things as they are. I feel like I said, I'm always very hard and very like tough, and I feel like you kind of just make me want to be soft and stuff. And I'm grateful that you talk to me every single day. 'Cause we really talk every day somehow. We text every day, and you're the only friend I have that I talk to every day.
And I will be here as long as you let me be.
Yeah.
Aw.
I make you soft.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way.
No, I understand because she's like a really hard person, and I just be like, go with the flow, and she just be like, I know what you're saying, even though I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. I be telling people that she's my like platonic wife.
Okay.
All right.
We marry as friends.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
This is like therapy that I didn't know I needed.
I know.
Yeah, this was a real good talk.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Do you still post on YouTube? Okay, this is GTA on YouTube.
I will though.
She's about to make a YouTube. I'm gonna make her make the YouTube, and she's about to post. Like, how you got all the keys to succeed and don't want to use them?
Okay. She preaches to me. I am. I'm gonna listen to her.
And you're a good speaker. Like you really need to make a podcast.
This is
with
all
him.
her stuff in here.
I know. 'Cause I know she got the whole podcast room.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's timing, you guys. Timing.
True.
Timing.
And thank you to my Uncle Dre. Make sure y'all subscribe to my Uncle Dre behind the camera, technical producer.
A great supporter.
Yeah, definitely. We were in the car talking about this, but thank y'all so much for watching, chat. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure y'all like, comment more what y'all want to see from me. And I love y'all. See y'all when I see y'all.
Bye.
Yay!
That was
That was fun. Oh, that was more fun than what I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, say, what the fuck you got me staying up?
Y'all show like I'm tired. I woke up.